What's up guys, my name is Lauren and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm doing a FIRE net worth update. Now I used to do net worth updates on my channel every single month, showing you guys everything we owned and everything we owe, which is the definition of net worth. You take everything you own and you subtract everything you owe, and that is your net worth. But I've decided to stop sharing everything and just focus on our retirement assets. And that's why I call this a FIRE net worth update, because these are investments that are for financial independence to hopefully retire early, which is what the FIRE acronym stands for. So every once in a while, I'm going to do an update and share with you how much we have invested for retirement and how close we are to hitting different FIRE numbers. All right, currently my husband is 37 and I'll be 37 in a few weeks here. So starting here in 2024 at age 37, my husband and I currently have $158,000 invested for retirement between the two of us. So this retirement estimator, I'll link it below if you want to get it for yourself, but allows me to put in those numbers and mess around and see where we would end up and see if we're on track to hit our goals. So if we didn't invest another dollar and we assumed an 8% rate of return on this money, scrolling down here, by the time we reach retirement age, which is 65, or I'll just say 67 because we're 37 and that gives us a full 30 years. By the time we hit retirement age, we would be at around 1.7 million, which is exciting knowing that we're future millionaires, very far in the future, but future millionaires. But for us, our goal is to have at least $5 million for retirement, and ideally closer to 10, like that's our range. So 5 would be the conservative amount and 10 would be like the dream amount. And so let's take a look at what we need to do to get there. So if we were to invest $2,000 a month, which is kind of what we're aiming for currently, and increase that by 3% every single year with, again, an annual growth of 8%. By age 65, we'd be at around 4.8 million, and by age 67, we'd be at 5.7 billion, which is a crazy jump in a couple years. I mean, obviously, the stock market doesn't consistently return that 8% every year. It'll be like negative 16% one year, and then 30% the next year, and 2% the next year, but averages out to around like 8 to 10%. Probably 7 or 8 being more conservative of an estimate, and 10 to 12% being more of aggressive of an estimate. But just putting in 8% there, that would get us to our $5 million goal by age 65. But FIRE stands for Financial Independence Retire Early. So if we wanted to retire early, then we would need to invest more than $2,000 a month at some point, get a lot more aggressive to be able to bring that age 67 down into something in our early 60s or 50s. If I put a more aggressive 10% rate of return in, and then we looked at age 67, that would have us at 8.6 million. So that would be right in the middle of our $5 to $10 million goal. So obviously if the stock market has a good run the next 30 years, it will affect how much we have for retirement. That's applies for everybody. But it also means that if we invest that amount and the stock market does well, we will hit our minimum FIRE goal of 5 million around age 62. Now, currently all of our investing is in the stock market, all of our investing for retirement and all of our investing in general, it's in stocks, it's not in anything else. And that works for us. Some people like doing real estate investing, some people invest in the stock market, some people do both. And for us, I just feel like investing in the stock market is something I can wrap my head around. And so I like to keep it simple. I invest in low cost index funds. I invest in target date retirement funds that have a low fee, are very diversified, and adjust as I age to have an appropriate percentage invested in risky and less risky investments. And I try to automate as much as possible to make my life easy, because the more steps and hurdles there are in the way of investing, the less likely I am to do it. We invest in 2 Roth IRAs, one for each me and my husband. My husband has a 401k through his employer. We also are just starting to put money into an HSA, which we do use for medical expenses, but hopefully not all of it will be used, and we'll be able to invest a portion of that as well. And I have a taxable brokerage account that I put money into occasionally. So those are all the accounts we have for our investing. I have a high yield savings account for our emergency fund that does give us a 5% rate of return. It might be like 4.5 now. I haven't checked in a while, but I don't count that as investing because that is emergency fund and it's essentially it's cash, and so I can pull that out anytime to use for emergency expenses. So that emergency fund is not included in this number of 158,000. So while I do have this like emotional feeling that we're behind in investing for retirement, looking at the numbers, there's honestly plenty of time. And I don't know that we're going to be able to invest $2,000 every single month and increase that always by that 3%. Like, I don't know if we'll be able to hit those metrics, but it gives me something to aim for at least and have an idea of where we want to land. And then as we go through the years and as we hopefully grow our income, we can know what we need to do and how much we need to allocate to investing to hit our retirement goals. So that is it for my FIRE net worth update. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it interesting. Even though I'm not sharing all of our numbers, you can still see where we're at when it comes to investing for retirement, and I can remind you of like what our big picture financial goals are. Have you started investing for retirement yourself? Let me know in the comments below if you have or you haven't, if you feel behind, if you're on track. I love talking to you guys in the comments about your own financial journeys. So that's it for today's video. If you liked the video, as always, give it a big thumbs up, and if you want to see more from me, then hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye.